Hey everybody, this is Miss Heather from the Counseling Office. I'm here to summarize our Flex Time workshop that happened today, May 2nd, for all of you. For anybody that's been in the junior interview process for the U.S., you know that you have really three important objectives between now and the end of your junior year. One is to focus on your academic coursework, study for standardized exams, and research colleges you're curious about. I'm here to talk to you today about how you can conduct the best research that will do this: connect your head and your heart. It's so easy to stay in your head about data and about prestige and about ranking and about program and all these other things, and we really need to make a serious connection as best you can about where you're going to be a happy, healthy, fully actualized human during your college years in the US. So many of you have been talking about campus visits, and it is without question the greatest gifts parents can give their kids. It's a huge privilege, and it's a huge sacrifice of time and resources. So I'm going to tell you how to make these university campus visits count. They can be absolutely the most revealing and the most influential part of university research. When should you visit? Ideally, it's when classes are in session. I know that's not necessarily convenient, but it's best when possible. You can also decide to visit before you apply, so you can discover the school is or is not at all what you had thought it would be based on your online research, or you can wait to visit after you have been admitted to make a decision about where you might actually enroll. Finally, campus visit programs might offer a special affinity group with some special visitation day programming, maybe to group juniors or seniors together, or international students together, or students interested in a particular major. So you can check online for all of those things. Let's talk about how you plan a visit. It's actually pretty straightforward, and kids should really be in the driver's seat for this. You can make all your campus tour and information session arrangements online. The 1 hour student-led tour and the 1 hour staffer-led information session is truly the bare minimum of what you should do on each campus. In addition, because you're coming all the way from Chile, you must do more, as much as humanly possible, to imagine that you're there to learn about your fit to the school. With my help, I'm going to help you connect with the admissions office to make special requests if you don't find them available online. You need to absolutely meet with an admissions officer who's responsible for reading applications from NITO. You should certainly try to meet a student admissions ambassador, an international student, or a student in your academic area of interest. Schedule an admissions interview if possible. Attend a class, a competition, an exhibition, a cultural gathering of some kind. Meet with professors in areas of interest to you. Eat on campus. Take special facilities tours in your area of academic or extracurricular interest. Or talk with coaches or advisors in areas that interest you. This is a work trip, students, and not a passive visit just to see what it's going to be like. You got to make the most of it. So meeting people is a huge priority. You need to meet the representative that is going to read your application. And then finally, you and your parents should dive into the services available to you at that institution. Maybe you need to go straight to the financial aid office to understand issues or concerns or questions about your family's expected financial contribution to the full cost of attendance. Maybe you need to dig into the learning services that are provided or wellness programming around. It's very important that you really identify relevant needs that you have now and know that they will extend into your college experience. So what do you do when you actually get on the tour? It's most students in the front, folks, parents in the back. And in between the real estate tour of pointing out all the fabulous buildings, there's a lot of downtime that you need to engage the student tour guide about where else did they apply and why did they choose this school, what's been the best class, the best professors, what are the best traditions, how can the school improve. Really engage this person outside the admissions spiel. when you're not on tour and wandering around, you need to do everything to gather information about that institution. Grab and read a school newspaper. Browse all the flyering that happens in kiosks and in academic departments and the student unions. Attend fine arts or athletic events. Browse the campus bookstores. Eavesdrop in the cafes and cafeterias. Stop students walking to class and ask them conversations. Listen to the school radio station. Visit the career counseling center and browse the resources that are available and ask questions that are relevant to you. Really important. And then finally, get the name and contact information for everyone that you meet. Staffers, student ambassadors will certainly have cards where you can connect with them afterwards to follow up with any questions. But make it an opportunity for you to extend the conversation as well as to say thank you. Take pictures, of course. You think of only those things you won't find online, and for those things that you reacted positively and negatively that you really want to remember. Oops, and finally, now you're trying to figure out how to dig up all that information about what's going on at the university campus. Here's what you need to bring to the table. It's going to be exciting to talk about who you are, what it is that you want, and how this particular school might or may not be a great fit for you. So you need to kind of gather three kinds of information in your mental file cabinet and be ready to access it at any time. First, you need to have a few stories about who you are as a thinker. I've tried to get at this with my first round of questionnaires. You will absolutely get this again when we do teacher and counselor recommendations, and you will absolutely get asked this on many of the supplemental essays in the USA process. But you need to talk about stories about who you are as a learner. That might be connected to your extended essay. It may be connected to one of your HL course sequence. It may be connected to a summer program that you did. But you need to start to go beyond your courses and grades and talk about who you are as a learner and as a thinker and as a scholar and as a curious person. Then you need to come up with a few anecdotes and stories that represent who you are as a person, your heart, your values, your passions, how you like to spend your time. And then finally, you need to have some good progress and why you think this is a good fit for you, this school. You should not visit a school for which you do not have a strong inkling that this is going places. You're not going halfway around the world to just see. You really have some initial starting points about why it satisfies some key criteria for you. So the campus visit is an important way to not only gain information, but to show a university that you're interested in them. You're making a gigantic effort to come from Chile. In these days where there are far too many students for spots available, colleges are not only being very stringent on admissions criteria, perhaps, but they are also really trying to get a handle on who is most likely to enroll. They have to kind of roll the dice and admit a certain number of kids, hoping that a certain number of them fill up their campus. And so the university visit is one of the most impactful ways to demonstrate interest. But here are the other ways that through your research, you are going to figure out if you're a good match, and you're going to show the university, do you really love us? The very first thing that everybody must do, the most baseline way to show interest in an institution, is to request info online. It's the online mailing list, right? If you Google request info USC, you'll get straight to their page where you enter your information about your demographics, your academic interests, maybe your school, and bingo, you're done. It means that you're going to now, yes, receive emails from that school, but you should be okay with that. You're willing to forego a full mailbox because you might actually learn something about it and they can see it on the backside. Will that mean that once you sign up for information, you could go generally to the institution. You might even go deeper into a program area and you're going to start to receive mail. Open the email, people. One, you deserve to learn about the institution in the ways that they think is the most impactful, and they can see it. They can see you opening emails. They can see click-throughs on links. It helps them. You're showing them what you're interested in. You're not just clicking to get some, points in the background. Actually learn something. You do need to go deep, 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 deep into the websites and not just tell USC, I'd like to apply to the Marshall School of Business. So would so many people globally, so many kids from NITO want to do that. But you, in fact, have zeroed in on the fact that they have a world Bachelor in Business program that allows you to study 1 year in LA, 1 year in Hong Kong, 1 year in Italy, and the 4th year of your choosing. That is the best fit of the Marshall Business School to your particular interest. It shows that you're going deeper, because USC, that's an amazing niche program, but not well known. We are lucky that so many human beings come to Nido and share their institutions with us. You must make sure the admissions officers knows you're there. They record that information. All that shows them that you are curious, you really love them or you like them enough to show up, sign up, register, fill out a card, follow up with an email, engage in a relationship with the person who's there to not only counsel you about that institution, but also about your overall college choices. Of course, there are people, human beings on the other side of this. You need to meet the admissions counselor responsible for reading applications from Nido. It's really easy to find. If you just Google USC admissions staff Latin America, USC admissions staff South America, USC admissions staff Chile. One of those will work and a person will come up and voila, you engage with that person. Social media is a really awesome way to get there in the moment. You can see pictures, you can see quotes, you can see live feeds, you can see lectures. I get stuck in the University of Chicago Facebook page a lot because they'll have theoretical physicists talking about origins of the universe, and it's just all right there, live time, and I can watch it from my office. It's amazing. So please engage in social media. They can see all of that too, and yes, you can help yourself better imagine what it's like what's going on campus today. If there's an interview available, please do one. 50% your time to ask your key questions. You don't have to be gregarious or outgoing or chatty to be in an interview. These are going to be softball questions about who you are as a person, who you are as a thinker, why you're a good fit for the institution, okay? All of this is so that you can write the strongest supplemental essay question ever. Why us? Nearly every college asks that. They are dying to know that you just haven't picked their name off a list or signed up for yet another engineering program, etc. So this is all paying it forward so that 6 months from now, 2 months from now, whenever you're going to write your supplemental essays, you'll have a lot of raw material to work with. Here's the strongest way to show someone an institution you really love them, but we're not talking about this yet. We'll get to this around September, is to apply early decision. That is, remember, the binding application round where you get to apply to one and only one institution, and if you get in, you will go, and your parents will have agreed to pay whatever it is they ask you to pay. So that is becoming an important yield strategy for U.S. schools. They fill nearly half their class in these early rounds, and yes, you might see or hear reported that there's an admissions advantage, and that's true at the most elite universities, and in my mind it's so slim. Single digits and low teens is still nearly impossible, which means, for you to get through the gauntlet. But nonetheless, the pool is smaller, the admissions is bigger, but let me tell you, the pool's stronger. So you got to be ready. Your grades have to be ready, your test scores have to be ready, your letters have to be ready, and your essays have to be ready. But that's a really important way to express I love you to the colleges. Here's actually what demonstrated interests, I'm going to go back one, can look like on the college side. A few colleges have shared kind of screenshots of their portals when they're in the big application review process. This is hard to see here, but this is actually a list of points of contact related to a particular applicant. And all of these items highlighted in yellow indicate a time where a student has reached in versus the college reaching out. There's everything from a campus visit to an email, to a visit in their hometown of San Francisco, there's an interview, etc. So there's a lot of yellow lines there, in my opinion, which indicate the student is paying attention and engaging in this relationship. Here's another one that screenshots that some universities shared with me. Here, this student has something only related to submitting College Board test scores. And basically, the admissions officer would say about this person's file, have we met at all? Great, you submitted an application, and who are you? Another student over here did something a bit more, took a tour on campus, which is great, and then it's almost like you're trying to recall, do I know you from somewhere? And here, this person has added additional items. It's so small I can't read it. Something about maybe an interview or a visit, or anyway, 2 more things here, and it's like, we know each other, right? Good to see you, old friend. So you can see how just the sense of this person knows much more, the expectations about the quality of your application go way up. What's the point of all this demonstrated interest? One, it's really good life skills to advocate for yourself, ask questions, say what it is that you need to know and get something out of it. And without question, it makes your application stronger. Stronger supplemental essays, stronger interviews, stronger everything. So continue to engage in research. Nobody else can do it for you. This is the blood, sweat, and tears of the U.S. process. And at the same time you're learning, the university is getting signals that you love them too. Happy researching.